video, I'm going to share with you Pinterest hacks that every blogger should know to turbocharge their traffic. Studies after studies have shown bloggers and websites that optimize their sites and blog posts for Pinterest are getting a ton more traffic, and now is the time for you to capitalize on that so that you can turbocharge your traffic as well. Now, if you're here, there's already a good chance that you know the importance of Pinterest, but just in case, let's recap. Pinterest is not a social media platform. It is a search engine, and a powerful one. With over 100 million users and growing, Pinterest reaches a way broad audience on a ton of different topics and is probably one of the most underrated search engines that is out there. So let me share these Pinterest hacks with you. Hack number 1 is to get rich pins for your website. You've probably seen these before. They are enhanced pins and tend to perform a lot better in the searches. About.com actually did a study with rich pins and realized that pins that were rich pins were getting 70% more traffic back to their website. Now, rich pins are not random and they are not saved just for really popular websites. You can get them for your blog. And the easiest way to do this is to Google enable rich pins, and the first few links will bring you into the Pinterest support, which walks you through the entire process, and it's really simple. Hack number 2 is to make sure you have a Pinterest business account. This is going to allow you to capitalize on the Pinterest analytics, which are insightful and very helpful. Also allows you to advertise and promote your pins, and it verifies you, which seems to help your pins perform better in the searches. So all you need to do to switch to a business account is go to business.pinterest.com. There are 3 easy steps that you follow, and you will be set up for a business account. Hack number 3, automate your pins. It has been shown that the best schedule for pinning is to pin consistently every single day and at strategic times throughout the day depending on your audience. However, you're probably a human, and so you probably don't log into Pinterest multiple times every day and strategically pin at different times throughout the day. And that's why I love pin schedulers. I use the Tailwind app because it is super easy. There is a small monthly fee, but I find it totally worth it because what you can do is grab a bunch of pins at once, whether you're grabbing them from Pinterest or a website, your own blog post. You can set which boards you want them to go to, write out descriptions, and schedule them. Tailwind will create a smart schedule just for you with recommended times based on your audience. Optimize your calendar over time with new recommendations and times to publish based on the habits of your audience. So it doesn't just automate the process of your pins going out, but is actually smart about pinning for your own audience. Make sure you're using alt tags for your images. If you've ever pinned a picture from Pinterest, you will see that it automatically pulls some text into the description box. It pulls it from the alt tags. And if you haven't set an alt tag, these images are getting pinned to Pinterest with no helpful keywords to help them get found, repinned, shared, or clicked. So you want to make sure you always add alt tags with descriptive, long tail keywords and images on your website. That way you know that every picture from your blog posts are getting pinned with proper descriptions so they are more likely to be found, clicked on, which means more traffic back to your site. My next hack is to see what people are pinning from your website. If you don't already know this trick, it is so insightful and so helpful to see what things people are choosing from your blog to pin. All you need to do is go to www.pinterest.com/source/yoururl.com. No WWs, just yourdomain.com. My next hack is to create images that are the right size for Pinterest. If you're creating a beautiful graphic that you have sort of designed in your mind that you want to get shared on Pinterest, you want to make sure you're using the right size and right aspect that's ideal for Pinterest. And the 2 aspects that are the best are 2 to 3 or 3 to 5. My next hack is to try board looping. Board looping essentially just takes pins that are at the very bottom of a board and brings them back up to the top of the board. And it's designed to bring new light to pins that you may have pinned back before your audience had grown to the size that it is now. I use a website called Board Booster to do this, and you can set up different looping settings for different boards. You want to use looping for larger boards where you have at least a couple hundred pins so you don't end up with a bunch of the same pins close together, but it is a great way to get new traffic to an old pin. My last hack is all about the description box. You never want to just pin a pin without first addressing what's in the description box, because by properly optimizing it, just like you would optimize a blog post, you're going to ensure that it's getting more shares, it's showing up in more searches, it's getting more engagements, more people are coming to your profile, and more people are going back to your website. So let's talk about some best practices for the description box. First, you want to use correct capitalization and punctuation. You want to leave the hashtags for Instagram They are not well received on Pinterest and they don't want to see them. You also want to avoid promotional information or call to actions. You definitely want to make sure you are using long tail keywords to help show up in more searches. Next, you want to use positive sentiments when you're writing on Pinterest. Pinterest is really this unique place of like hope and aspirations. People come here to find things that they really believe they can achieve and they can do. And besides the fact that it's a powerful search engine, that's one of the things that I love about Pinterest. So make sure that you're really fostering that positive vibe that Pinterest already has going on in the description boxes. And lastly, know that about 75 to 100 characters of your description will appear in the grid, but you can include up to 500 characters. The general rule of thumb is more characters means more helpful details and more opportunities to show up in the searches. Alright guys, that does it for my Pinterest hacks for bloggers. If you want more, don't forget to visit me at caffeinateandconquer.com. Thanks so much for stopping by and watching this tutorial with me, and I will see you guys all in my next Caffeinate and Conquer video.